Hi, and welcome to another 2D to 3D video with NOMAD SCULPT. I'll use sphere for head, validate the sphere, give resolution 70 and remesh with voxel merge. Eyes in image are larger than the usual one. Form a large eye hole using inflate tool. Sculpt the sides of the nose by using inflate sub. Since it is low resolution, be careful when using smooth tool after sculpting. For now, let's continue with the low resolution, and over time after the sensitive sculpt, we can make the details not delete by making a slightly higher resolution again. By dragging, sculpt a light cavity to the nose's upper part and drag forward the nose with drag tool. With crease tool, sculpt an oval line on the eye cavity. And for eyes, add a sphere from scene menu, tap to mirror and validate. Put the eyes in the eye cavity with gizmo. Enlarge a little because the eye is big. Later, I'll sculpt oval shape around eyes. Close the view of eyes. Using low radius clay tool, thicken the bottom and top of the eye cavity to form eyelid. With inflate sub, sculpt the middle a little bit by drag with drag tool and form the eye cavity. Yes, now smooth sensitively. Open the eyes view. Shape nose with drag tool. Increase the radius and enlarge the face. Sculpt under the nose with clay sub. With clay sub, reveal the bloating space under the eye. Swell a little with inflate tool in the middle and sides of the nose. And let's create the nostrils with low radius inflate sub. Drag to the sides symmetrically and make smaller the nose. Use crease tool first to form the lip and smooth. Form the border of the upper lip with the pinch tool. Turn it to the side and drag her lip forward. Sculpt with clay sub into her chin, smooth and reveal her lower lip. For the teeth seen in the middle of the lip, it is necessary to open the middle of the mouth. I'll use low radius inflate sub for this. Sculpt more with clay tool. Make smiley and form the lower part. While sculpting, it is necessary to control the object from all sides. The changes we make on the front can change the side and top view. As you can see, the lip has gone backward. Now let's fix it. Yes, it's done now. Sculpt the face a little more rounded with the drag tool. Add a cylinder for teeth and make it smaller. Place it inside mouth. Her teeth are visible to the very end. Let's give her form by dragging her lip with the drag tool. I generally work more comfortably with the drag tool. Now shapen around the eyes. First bring them forward and drag for the folds of the eyes on the nose side. Let's sculpt with clay tool the side of face a little and smooth so that cheeks are exposed. Now let's shape her head. Rounded the flattened top and create her neck by dragging it right under her head and give the shape of the back of her head. Form a smooth line around her eye with clay tool as in the image and sharpen it using the pinch tool. We will do the detailing again later. Now let's create the shoulders with the drag tool. For the ears, use the mask tool. Tap to screen mask the object. Tap to unmask. Form the ear by dragging with drag tool. Clear the mask. Sculpt inside the ear with the clay tool. Form a simple ear like the one in the image, which is not very complicated. Sculpt the top of lip a little thicker with the clay tool. And sharpen the edges with pinch tool. Select eye and tap to solo. Add one more sphere, make smaller and replace into the middle of eye to make Boolean. Clone the sphere before Boolean method. Uncheck and turn off the view. Paint the small sphere to blue. Check and turn off the view of blue, and check the other sphere. Tap to voxel merge and remesh. With this method, inside becomes blue. Add sphere, smaller with gizmo and replace to middle for pupil. Paint to black and remesh with voxel merge same as previous. This time pupils becomes black. Drag the face with drag tool and make it round. Put on the image and smaller the body. This 2D character I drew have big head, small body. Form the body, choose matte cap and turn off the painting. Okay, now, use the tube tool for the arms. Form it according to the image. For the other arm, tap to mirror and validate with an instance. Add box for hand, form as rectangle, tap to mirror. Remesh with 3040 resolution and smooth the edges. And thinner the boxes. Replace them to their place on the arms. Select mirror and validate with an instance. By using the radiuses, form the arm as in the image. Move the hand at the end of arm. Create their fingers with the tube tool for the hands that Thai women shape while dancing. First of all, tap to solo and sculpt the palm with the inflate tool. Now form the fingers using the tube tool after the form we give in the palm. The next thing I will do is to give the form in the image to the fingers. Form the fingers thin and bend them inwards using the radius. We can divide our fingers into 3 equal parts. We can see these 3 parts when we look inside our hand. Tap to solo and form the hand with arm. Finish the details by tapping to solo again. To move the palm and fingers comfortably as a group, select box and make a group from the scene menu. Now select group and move. Yes, it's done. Tap to solo and form the fingers. The fingers will be bent backwards as far as they will go. Palms will be on the opposite side of this position. Form the fingers using the radiuses. Now I will merge them. For this, select all parts and tap to voxel merge and remesh with 200 resolution. Yes, we have sculpted the hand. Now we'll combine it with the arm later. Cause for this, the position and form of the arm must be completed. Select the other hand and tap to solo. Line up the fingers with the tube tool as before. Sculpt the folds and swellings with clay tool that will occur with the position in the palm. In this image that Thai women dance, the index finger is held by the thumb. For this, let's give the shape of the hand in the image using the radius. I'm speeding up this part. Yes, the shape is formed. Now connect them with voxel merge. Select all of them and remesh voxel merge for giving value 200 to resolution. Smooth all merged parts. Now, detail the hand with clay tool. Sculpt the details inside the finger with the crease tool. After giving details on the palm and fingers, I'll sculpt the nails. For this, open dynamic topology. Enable, select subdivision and give 300 value and draw the nails with the mask tool. Tap screen to invert. Select drag tool and give the shape of the nail by dragging it up and forward as I showed. Give form to all of them in the same way. Yes, in that way form the nails. Now, clear the mask, and go around the nails with the crease tool and smooth it gently with the smooth tool. Tap to solo and put it on the arm. Select the other hand, tap to solo, make detailing on the other hand with crease tool. Yes, mask the nails, just like we did to the other finger. This time we didn't need dynamic topology to make a mask, because the mask did not become alias. We use dynamic topology as an option when paint or mask become alias. Let's add sphere and mirror it to make the earrings. Open Symmetry menu and enable. Make radial Z6. Select Drag tool and open Stroke menu. Select Dot. Select that fall off with radius 146 and drag. Make it thin by turning it sideways and dragging with higher radius from the top. Add sphere under the mirror. Let's shrink the sphere and put half of it in the middle of the star. Paint sphere to red. Don't forget to record in layer. Check and turn off the view off red sphere, and check star. Open voxel merge and remesh with Boolean method. Let's make the anchor point of the earring by adding the torus. For the other part of the earring, add sphere, but this time make radial Z8 and drag with drag tool. Tap to solo and again make Boolean by adding sphere. For the other parts under the earring, add sphere and Boolean it and then add it under the star. Add it one by one like in the image and replace it to the ear by pressing the solo. let's drag the body down a little and cut the bottom neatly with the trim tool. For tie pant, add sphere and merge with voxel merge. Open symmetry, turn right and make the pant's legs by dragging in the middle. First form with drag tool, then what we're going to do next is sculpt the curves of the panty with the clay tool and clay tool sub. Smooth with smooth tool after every sculpt. In order to be able to work in detail while sculpting, resolution around 100-130 with voxel merge is required. With lower resolution, details are lost when smooth. While making these details with the clay tool, we can remesh again them once in a while and strengthen the shapes with voxel merge. We also need to sculpt a few details on the back of the panty. For this, let's sculpt again using the clay tool. For such details, we can also use layer and brush tool with low radius. Flatten the tip of the panty with the flatten tool. And let's continue with the details. We can get a sharper detail by bringing the details closer to each other with the drag tool low radius. Form the legs with the tube tool. For foot, add sphere and tap to solo. Validate the sphere and clone. I made the foot in detail in my previous video. Now let's quickly create the foot. We will create the foot with 3 spheres. Place the fingers with the tube tool on the sphere we made to indicate the place where the fingers will come to the front. Now let's remesh by selecting all the parts. Smooth all merged parts and sculpt details of the foot. Now, since we're working with solo, let's add the leg to the solo and merge them. Smooth the merged parts, and before we make the position in the image, have to form the foot. Now, tap to solo and place the leg under the panty. Let's choose mirror from the scene menu for the other leg. Validate with uninstance and put the foot back in place. One of her foot needs to be on the ground. Let's add cylinder and replace it under her foot. Use drag tool with high radius to change the foot's position. I have to fix the damage I did to the foot when dragging. You can make a new foot if you want, but it's easier this way. Let's draw the nails with the mask tool, add the details and finish. Now choose the feet and paint them the color we use on the body. Form the arms and merge the body and arms with voxel merge. Select arms, hands and body, remesh with 300 resolution, and paint them. Let's paint our earrings to yellow. For this, let's open the layer we recorded earlier. Tap to 3 dot. From the opening menu, tap to mask near color. Pick the earring color from image and paint. Let's do the same procedure for the other parts. Instead of meshing the earring pieces one by one, let's validate with join children. Now poly count is million. This time we will make low poly with dynamic topology giving 500 detail value and remesh. In this way, we reduced it to 130,000. It's still high. You can lower it further with decimate. Please watch my topology video. Select mask tool with low radius and draw the white outfit. Open mask settings and make shell thickness 0.12 and tap to extract. Clear the mask and smooth with smooth tool. Paint to white with stroke paint. Tap to solo. Pick the tie pant color and paint the panty. Add Taurus for the shawl. With the green radius in the middle, make it thin. Tap to reset view, and drag up with green radius of gizmo. Tap to solo, and move the shawl to its place. Remesh with voxel merge. Smooth and form with drag tool by dragging. Put some details like in the image with inflate tool and sculpt the folds with clay tool. And sculpt details to the backside of shawl. Add box and make thinner. Bend the box with drag tool by dragging it under with increasing the radius. Place it on top of Sean's other piece with gizmo. Integrate with the other part with the drag tool. Select two parts and remesh with voxel merge. Smooth the merged parts. Sculpt the folds of the shawl with the clay tool. Give shape by smoothing after each sculpt as we did with tie pant before. Pick the color of shawl from image and paint the shawl. Let's add a few folds to the white outfit. Now let's make the jewelry on her. Add Taurus for anklet on legs. And tap to solo. Make thinner with green radius. Add another Taurus and rotate it with a gizmo and put it under the previous Taurus. Open Scene menu and tap to Radial. Make radial Y10 and smaller the Taurus. Clone the Taurus under radial and move down. Clone one more time and move. Clone the top Taurus and move to bottom. Select all of them and tap to join. And merge them with voxel merge. Yes, anklet is done. Now pick the color from image and paint. Add the foot to solo and replace the anklet to its place. Clone the anklet and replace it to the other leg. For the belt buckle, add cylinder and make thinner. I have to paint the belt buckle, so I need anti-alias painting. For this, subdivide the cylinder with multi-resolution. Pick the color. Open symmetry, make radial Y32 and paint symmetrically like in the image. Pick the blue, red and green color for the other parts and paint. Now open Symmetry menu and make radial Y8 and paint the lines. Add Taurus for the continuation of the belt and thinner the Taurus. Open the Taurus from pink radius to replace the belt buckle. The Taurus needs to be thinned a little more. Replace the Taurus inside the belt buckle. Add one more Taurus. Make the ring with two rods inside the belt. Use the tube tool for the bars. Paint the bars to red and the ring to yellow. Move the ring under the Taurus. Open Scene menu and tap to Radial from repeaters, and increase the count of radial Y by dragging. Smaller the rings and increase the count. Clone the rings 2 times and the Taurus, then move down. Paint them to yellow. Select all of them and join. Remesh them with Dynamic Topology, Detail Value 350. Since we combined it, we can bend the connecting parts of the belt buckle with the drag tool as in the image. Adjust the belt according to her body and drag the tie pant inwards with the drag tool. Select PBR mode from Shading menu. For the bracelet, add Taurus. Tap to Solo and Thinner with green radius. Tap to reset view. Add sphere. Flatten from one side after minimize and place it on the Taurus. Remesh with voxel merge both sphere and Taurus. Now, paint both of them to gold color. Increase the metalness. Open Layer menu and add layer. Add sphere, minimize and place half of it on the other sphere. Pick the color from bracelet and paint sphere. Turn off view with checking and check the gold sphere and make Boolean with voxel merge. Move the sphere onto Taurus and select Radial from Scene menu. Increase the count of radial Y. Clone the sphere under Radial. And from Layer menu change the color of the second bracelet. Validate the radial with uninstance. Select Taurus and sphere group and merge with voxel merge with 200 resolution. Tap to Solo and move on to arm. 2 bracelets are ready. Clone the green one and make 3 bracelet. It's time to make makeup. First, draw the lipstick and eyebrow. For the eyelashes, use tube tool. First create one and then with insert tool, insert by dragging. And paint them to black. And draw a black eyeliner. For her hair, use Tube tool, select Curve and Snap, form the hair, then mirror the tube. Enlarge the tube with radiuses, form onto the head. Duplicate hair by cloning. Place the front side to the side and the back side to the back. Since we do not validate the tubes, we can adjust their settings one by one. Now let's make those settings and merge them with voxel merge. Yes, we have placed the hair neatly in their place. First select Mirror and validate with Join Children. Then select Voxel Merge and merge them. Smooth merged parts. Then tap to Symmetry and sculpt with Crease tool. Paint to black. Form the hair according to the image. And let's make her crown. For her crown, add cylinder. Tap to Solo. Thin with green radius. Turn with Gizmo and form oval shape with red radius. I will cut like a crown with the Trim tool. Remesh with Voxel Merge. And smooth. Clone it and move up. Let's cut pieces similar to the image. Smooth with Smooth tool. Drag the high places up with the Drag tool. Remesh 100 resolution to make smoother and make it smooth again. Now, for the red dot in the image, add the sphere, put it in place and paint to red. Merge them with Voxel Merge and Smooth. Tap to Solo and place the crown on her head. For lighting, you can use environment or you can add light. If you want, you can watch my lighting video. I'll come to the end of my video. If you want to learn more, please check out my other videos.